Welcome back to the Fox News Specialists. Our specialists today are Adriana Cohen and David Avella. So let's continue our conversation. Private Chelsea Manning is set to be released from military prison on Wednesday, and she'll be getting a softer landing than many expect. Manning was sentenced to 35 years in prison for giving away hundreds of thousands of secret documents to WikiLeaks back in 2010, but President Obama granted clemency to Manning in the final days of his administration. Manning ended up serving only 7 years in prison. When Manning departs this week, she'll remain an active duty but unpaid soldier and receive health care benefits and other benefits as she appealed her court-martial conviction. Eric, so they say the reason why is statutorily, throughout her appeals process, rather, she is to be deemed to have these benefits. Your take on this is?
I think this is terrible. Listen, I'm on record as saying I think the Snowden issue, he was a whistleblower. He was a hero, not treasonous, not a traitor. I have a different feeling about Chelsea Manning. Manning released information, the whereabouts of some of our undercover operatives, some of our military strategies, only in an attempt to say that the U.S., an anti-U.S., anti-war posture, that put a lot of Americans at danger. I think what Snowden did was open to the world that the U.S. government was violating our Fourth Amendment rights, and I think that was very much constitutional. What he did, what Manning did, I think was put a lot of people in danger.
Kat.
Yeah, the Pentagon's chief investigator into WikiLeaks found 0 casualties from the documents that had been released. Zero casualties.
There's no way.
Well, if you're going to say there's no evidence on Russia, you have to say, okay, also there's no evidence on WikiLeaks.
Bradley Manning, now Chelsea Manning, was giving away locations in military movements.
Zero examples.
There's no way of quantifying whether that
Zero examples. And I hate when people say that this, I mean, Chelsea Manning releases information as releasing information of wrongdoings. It was an earnest release of information to expose wrongdoing.
That wasn't only reason. That was not wrongdoing. Well, in his mind, the wrongdoing was that we were at war. That was the wrongdoing.
People saying that this shows that you won't be able to, that you can just threaten our national security and then get away with it. There were consequences. 7 years in prison is a long time. 35 years is as long as spies, murderers, and rapists, longer than they spend in prison. I think that this was perfectly fair. I think it was right to commute the sentence, not to completely expunge it, but commute it, absolutely.
So I'm coming to you 1 second, David. So I hear you two debating the intentionality component but between these two, and that being a very important distinguishing feature. Does that make a difference for you, David?
My friends, there is a far bigger issue here. What is the value of a security clearance when you can openly have a security clearance, give away national security secrets, and get, in essence, slapped on the wrist with 7 years?
That's not.
But can you distinguish it though from Snowden? It's Snowden.
Major U.S. secrets were given away. That is treason, and in this country, treason can be gone all the way to death. Chelsea Manning didn't get death, despite the fact that she gave national security.
Do you think that she should have gotten death?
Because we don't know what the president's ultimate thoughts were when he commuted her sentence. But part of it, there are many who believe it was because of her political persuasion.
Well, we don't know anything about that. That's purely speculative.
I highly doubt that.
We don't know what.
Looks at people's political persuasion when deciding when to commute.
But the thing about this guy, if you're going to commute a sentence of someone who is a traitor, someone who gave away military secrets, installations, where movements were going on, what are you telling the next person?
That's exactly right.
She spent 7 years in prison.
7 years.
That's not enough, Kat.
Adriana, your take on that?
I don't want to spend 7 years in prison. I'd do anything to avoid that.
Well, hopefully you wouldn't give away national security secrets.
I think it sets a dangerous precedent. When someone's given a high-level security clearance, they need to respect it. And when they don't, and they're reckless with that information, like Hillary Clinton was, then they're putting our nation's security at risk. And we should be very tough on these people, whether it's a high-level politician like Hillary Clinton, or it's a member of our military, or even a civilian. We should all be held to the same standard. And that's why it was so egregious that Hillary Clinton destroyed 33,000 emails. She was reckless with classified information, and she got a free pass. And, you know, I understand what you're saying, Kat. You know, Chelsea Manning got 7 years. That's better than nothing. Hillary Clinton's has faced 0 consequences.
Not every situation's about Hillary Clinton. Not every situation's about Hillary Clinton.
But if we're talking about keeping our nation's secret secure, we know that she was reckless with classified information.
Reckless? Oh, you mean Hillary?
Yes.
No, Chelsea Manning, we know she intended her actions, but again, I think we're having a greater conversation around the political implications. And for me as an attorney, I wouldn't want that to be a part of her legal outcomes. You know, as this is appealed and we talk about clemency, her political leaning shouldn't be a part of it.
She was
No,
I'm
with you.
Guilty,
she was guilty.
President Obama was the one who
made a clemency movement.
That, which is
we don't know any facts, right? But we don't.
You're telling the next whistleblower, not even whistleblower. You're telling the next treasonous
agree that you shouldn't leak national
If you're gonna
secrets,
do
but the
shit,
government
you might
is
get
doing what
away
it's
with it
supposed to be
too.
You
doing.
should not do this. We all agree on that. I'm just not sure that I'm convinced it was about political leanings that she
Yeah,
was granted
absolutely
clemency. But the newly crowned Miss USA creating a massive uproar online about her response about health care right after this.